So for this topic, I'm going to talk about the narcissistic family dynamic. Okay, is there a way that I can do like I'm trying to figure something out. Okay, topics, let's try this. I don't know how to do that. What can I do? No, I don't want to hear my voice. I'm trying to see if I can like put the topic out here or something. I don't know how to work this thing sometimes, y'all. I'm sorry. Okay, let's see. Okay, so I don't know if that will stay because I'm not sure how this thing works. But anyway, so here we go. So on my YouTube channel, I talk a lot about narcissism, and I title my series, my teaching, called Narc Talk. Okay, so pretty much there are so many different topics of narcissism that I want to go into, and this is just the beginning of this series. So instead of me going ahead and just doing like a few videos and stuff like that, I'd rather just go on live so that way I could just talk about what I want to do. And then fingers crossed, please, 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 I hope this live saved so I can upload this to my YouTube channel because this makes it so much easier. Yes. Alrighty. Okay, it's enough of y'all in here. Let's go ahead and get started. Okay. So in a narcissistic family system, one or both parents will be a carrier of the personality disorder, narcissistic personality. Okay. A narcissist is a person with a grandiose sense of self-importance, where they selfishly look out for their own self-interest. They upholding a good image is a priority for narcissists because that is all they have. All a narcissist has is their image, and that's what they care more about. They care more about their image than their own integrity. So how people view them, how people perceive them, how people think about them, think and feel about them, that is their main source of supply. It's all to satisfy their ego. It's all about how other people see them, how other people view them. It's not about how they view and perceive themselves. Because with narcissists, what is more important is keeping up their image, making sure that their ego is satisfied. They live so much in the flesh, while regular people live more so in the spirit. They care more about, it's not about what others think of me. It's about what God thinks of me. It's about what I think of myself. Okay, these people are very much fleshly desires. Okay, a narcissist's image is so important that they will do anything to keep that false positive view of themselves. Let me say that again because I was stuttering a little bit. A narcissist's image is so important that they will do anything to keep that false positive view of themselves. The view that they have of themselves is not true. It's false. It's all of who they are pretending to be. So this includes belittling anyone that poses as a threat to their image, making someone feel small, making someone feel this big. And a narcissist's favorite line is, have you ever heard them say this? I have an image to uphold. So you mean to tell me that you care more about your image than your own spirit, than your own integrity? Okay, baby, be my guest. So if you read in between the lines, you can clearly see what is of most value to them. You see how they said their image and not their character? You see, narcissists reveal who they are because normal people that are not narcissists, they care more about their character. It's the content of their character is what matters most. The narcissists just care about their image, materialistic things. That's a part of their image, how people see them and view them. That's all they care about. And it's sad because they spend so much time keeping their image up that they do not even work on their character. And that's where their character just tends to be so faulty and just so negative because they don't spend time developing their character. Your character is what you have. That is the driving force of attracting people to you. How you treat yourself and how you treat others is what attracts people to you. So when you treat yourself well and you treat others well, that is what's going to attract people to you. You see, sometimes narcissists, they can attract people to them because they put on this image, but once you see them for their true colors, then that's when people tend to like disperse and stay away from them. Hello, Embodied Divine. I know I haven't been on live in a minute though. Do I have one-on-one sessions? So hot for you. Yeah, you so hot for you. I replied to one of your comments because I remember you. I do one-on-one sessions. That's another thing, y'all. I do one-on-one coaching sessions, whether it's a 30-minute session or whether it is a hour-long session. And this is pretty much a coaching session. Whatever it is that you want to talk about, I am here to listen, okay, and offer you some insight and some guidance on how you can better perceive the situation and how you can move forward with your healing. Okay, that's pretty much what my services are about. It's about you healing yourself. It's helping to teach you how you can heal yourself. And a lot of times when we have to heal, we have to change our perspective on how we see a situation, because if we see our situation through our pain, all we're going to do is continue to wallow in the pain. But when we can remove ourselves from the pain and look at it from a different perspective, it'll really help us to heal, because we're overstanding, not just understanding. All right, as we continue, where was I? Okay, back to our character. A person that knows their character and is sure of themselves will not care if something or someone makes them look bad, because they know that their good character will always win people over. So it's like if a narcissist wants to create a rumor about you or spread a lie about you, they can say whatever it is that they want to say. But when a person has good character, they know that their character is going to be the thing that is going to really have more, it's going to hold more weight than what was said about them. Be your true, genuine self. When you are your true, genuine self, you attract the most genuine people to you, okay? A person that does not see the value of their own character will place emphasis on how they look to the world. When they don't really care about their character, they just care about their image. When a person doesn't want to develop their character, they just want to have things to make themselves look good and seem like they have it all together, like flashing the money, flashing all of these extravagant materialistic things, because they want to be looked at as though this person has everything, that they have everything. But really, the character of the heart is what's most important, because you can't take all that materialistic flashy stuff with you when you leave this earth. But you want to leave this earth knowing that people will remember you for the good that you did. What footprint did you put on this earth? Was it a good footprint or was it bad? People that care more about an image tend to care more about what others think instead of about what they think of themselves. So when others think of them, or like narcissists are so desperate for validation, external validation. They want other people to perceive them and look at them in such this positive light, in this great light. They care more about what other people think about them. So what they'll do is they'll hurt others in the process and put other people down to build themselves up, because it's like, don't like that person, like me. Pay attention to me. It's all about me. That's how narcissists are. So like in friendships, for example, this looks like excluding or ignoring or ostracizing certain friends in your circle that poses a threat. You know, if you've ever been targeted, if you've ever been friends with a narcissist or been in a group of people that are narcissists, and you were the empath, you were the one that just had a good heart, a good spirit, this beautiful bright light about you, and you just had this great personality, and people were just so drawn to you, then narcissists are going to see that, and they're going to see this person is a threat. More people are going to pay attention to them and see them in a positive light than they see me in a positive light. So let me go ahead and let me just exclude them, belittle them, and put them down so that no one pays attention to them and they pay more attention to me. It's crazy. In relationships, this looks like staying with the person solely because that partner makes them look good. but not because they make them happy. So this is why you see narcissists in relationships with people that make their image seem so much better. Like a narcissist would be with somebody that is very successful, has a lot of money. Maybe they're very, very beautiful, very physically attractive, because it's like, oh man, how did you pull this person? It's all about their image. They choose people that make their image look good. Now, since we're talking about a narcissistic family, in a family dynamic, this looks like designating children to certain roles based on their qualities to make the family look good and to make the parents feel good about themselves, because narcissistic parents, they view their children as extensions of themselves. So when a child is doing good, and it reflects back on the parent, and the parent's like, now I feel good because look, this is my child. But then when like a child performs poorly, then that's a negative reflection on them, without realizing that children are going to make mistakes, right? So, excuse me, sorry y'all. Hold on, need some tea. In a narcissistic family dynamic, parents will create an image for their child to be forced to live in the household. This is the golden child, this is the invisible child, and this is the scapegoat child. This sets the foundation for the child's self-esteem. So let us start with, so if you missed that part, I'll say it one more time. The different roles that you have the invisible child, you have the golden child, and you have the black sheep, okay? So let's begin with the golden child. The golden child is the favorite. They are placed on this high pedestal that their parents have placed them on. The golden child, they can do no wrong, and they usually get away with more. They were the child that received special attention, like the parent bragging about something that they did in school or bragging about their accomplishments, but says nothing about the other children. The golden child tends to have qualities that are the strengths of the parent. They also have qualities that the parent admires or wish that they had. In some cases, the golden child will become a narcissist themselves, and the narcissistic parent created this narcissistic child because they put them on this high pedestal and started treating the narcissist and viewing they started treating that child the same way they treat themselves, by being so grandiose. So they filled their child's head in their mind with the same thoughts and processes that they have for themselves, where it's all ego-based. It's all about what everyone thinks of me, unknowingly that they're creating a narcissistic child. Okay. So due to all of the special treatment they received growing up, the golden child can develop a big head, in a sense, and can feel a sense of entitlement. Sometimes this sibling tends to be a bully to their other siblings, mainly the scapegoat child. And when the golden child bullies the scapegoat child, the narcissistic parent will tend to side with the golden child, even though they were wrong. And because they side with the golden child and they enable them, this is why that golden child continues to be that bully, because they were not reprimanded. Not all golden children become narcissistic. Okay, so it's not like every single golden child is going to become that way. Not every single one. Some will grow up and be very compassionate to their siblings. They are aware of the dynamic and recognize the fact that they did get special treatment. They realize that they were privileged. And knowing this, they will do their best to help their other siblings. Next, we have the invisible child. The invisible child is the child that gets ignored, the child that gets the least amount of attention. And since they have been so deprived of attention, of nurture, they seek out that attention and love externally. They will also do things to get attention, like involving themselves in drama or negativity, just to, like they will start acting out just to get some type of attention, because it's better to get negative attention than no attention at all. You know what I'm saying? That's what they think. This happens because in the past, getting in trouble is what got them attention. So subconsciously, they believe that this is what they have to do to get the attention that they crave. And lastly, we have the scapegoat child, or the black sheep. Okay, so the scapegoat child is the child that is the most empathetic. And I really guarantee that a lot of you here in this live right now are the scapegoat child. So we got to you now. Now, the scapegoat child, raise your hand if you're a scapegoat child. Yeah, well, let me raise two, because yes, it gets tough. That's tough. Anyway, the scapegoat child is a child that is the most empathetic. They are very spiritual, and they are very aware of the dynamic of the family. They see past the illusions that has been created within their household. There we go, raising your hands. I see y'all. Thank you. Love y'all. Thank y'all for being here. So the scapegoat child, they see past the illusions that has been created within their household. The scapegoat child, or the black sheep, is a child that is very independent and tends to stay to themselves. They are very different from the rest of their family and somewhat misunderstood. The scapegoat child just grew up feeling very, very misunderstood. And this causes the family to mistreat the black sheep because they don't really understand the black sheep. The black sheep is hard to read. They don't really get them. Instead of them trying to spend time with the scapegoat child and get to know them, they'd rather just jump to conclusions and ridicule them in the process. Also, what makes them the black sheep is that the rest of the family, they project their insecurities onto the black sheep, and they will fill, his or her head with allegations that they are the problem. The black sheep gets talked down on. They get belittled. They get verbally and mentally abused. They get gaslit. Whenever they speak up about things that have happened, they try to deny and say, no, that's just all in your head. You're just being too sensitive. It's not even like that. The family is not against you. Stop thinking everybody's against you, when clearly the way that they treat the black sheep is everybody's against them. That's kind of how that dynamic works. And then they're trying to say, oh, no, we're not against you. You see, it's so much BS that's going on. Don't want to curse because I don't want them to knock me off this live. Okay, so the family will take out their anger and frustrations on the black sheep. This happens consistently, and the family will have and will feel no remorse to how they treat the black sheep. So when they start bullying the black sheep, everybody else is going to just start either joining in with them or laughing at them and just laughing at this person's expense. And let me tell you something. If you a black sheep listening to this right now, you know exactly when a person was laughing with you and laughing at you. And people may try to gaslight you and say, well, maybe you need to just lighten up. It was just a joke. We were just playing. If you were just playing and you were just having a joke, then I would be laughing too, right? But if I'm not laughing, then I didn't take it as a joke. Because disrespect is not a joke, okay? So what they would do is they would make a mockery of you. They would make fun of you. They would really just put you down for expressing yourself. Or they would do things where they would single you out. For example, I had a moment where I'm the black sheep of my family, and it's four of us. Out of all of my siblings, it's four of us. And I had moments where I was younger. Quick example of how they singled me out. So I remember when I was younger, and this is when I had hair, y'all. I still had hair. Okay, so, and when I used to have hair, my hair was very thick. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't I had a good course of hair. My hair was, it wasn't super duper thick, but it was thick because I'm a black woman, right? And I had really good hair. My hair was long, all of that kind of stuff. I had a really, really nice hair until we just started perming it and just kind of ruined it or whatever. But I always had good hair. So what happened is one day we were all sitting around at my dad's house, all of my siblings, and then we were all kind of talking. And then one of my sisters says, us, we all have good hair. Don't none of us have bad hair. We all have good hair, right? So then the other sister says, except for Terry, her hair is nappy. And then I took offense to that because I'm don't call my hair nappy. My hair isn't nappy. And I kind of went off on her. And then I had my brother tell me, stop being so uptight. It's just a joke. No, it was not a joke because you just singled me out. After just saying none of the siblings have bad hair, and then you single somebody out and say, well, except for her, trying to isolate me, trying to ostracize me. That's the type of abuse that I'm talking about. That's not funny. Thank you. That's not funny. That's not funny. That's not a joke. That was really someone trying to insult you. It's like they would disrespect you and insult you and expect you to sit there and laugh about it. And it's like, no. So yeah, that's the thing. You know, they love to just put the black sheep down. Like, they get a joy and a kick out of hurting the black sheep's feelings, because they make themselves, the rest of the family will feel good about themselves by putting down someone else. So the family, they will take out their anger and frustrations on the black sheep. This happens consistently, and the family will feel no remorse. And with all the mistreatment that the black sheep receives, they will start to question their own self-worth. Like this, all of this abuse really damages the self-esteem and the self-confidence of a black sheep, because if they're constantly just being ridiculed and torn apart and told how they're worthless and they're not enough and how they're this and they're that, they're going to start to internalize it. They're going to start to believe it, especially when you do this as a young child, that they grow up thinking that they're not enough. And that's why they tend to have self-esteem issues. So the black sheep grows up lacking self-esteem. They feel as if they are not that important and that nobody cares about them. And okay, the black sheep feels that nobody cares about them because they are so rejected and ignored by their family. And they feel like they are not good enough. But let me tell you, black sheep, you are enough. I don't care what people tried to say to you. I don't care what people tried to do to you. You are enough. Because you are enough is exactly why they tried to make you feel like you were not enough. You are enough. And if you are struggling to feel that way, I want you to say this right now as I take a sip of tea. I want you to put in the comments, I am enough. I am enough. There we go. I am enough. I am enough. Period. Yes. Yes. I love y'all. I love y'all so much. Thank y'all so much. Yes. And don't just write it. I want you to say it out loud to yourself. Allow your voice to hear it. Like, say it. Allow you to hear your own voice. Say it out loud. Say, I am enough. Because you need to hear your pretty sweet little voice in your own ears saying that. Okay? Say that to yourself every day. Every day. When you get up in the morning, you look in that mirror and you look at your beautiful, sexy, fine self in that mirror and you say, I am enough. I am enough. Before you go to sleep at night, you look in that mirror. Turn the light on, please, because it's going to be dark. You don't want stuff happening. You know, stuff, portals, you know, mirrors are portals. Thank you. Shine bright like a diamond. That's what you want to do. Shine bright like a diamond. Before you go to sleep at night, look in your mirror and say, I am enough. So you wake up and you start your day knowing that I am enough, and you go to sleep knowing that I am enough. Okay, continuing. But you know what? Even though the black sheep receives a lot of this mistreatment and everything like that, there is something very, very special about you. Because the black sheep is the child that is destined for greatness. Okay, the scapegoat child is destined for greatness. They have such a bright future ahead of them and they don't even know it. They were meant to have, okay, listen carefully, y'all. The black sheep, they were meant to have such a rough childhood and to learn valuable lessons within a family so that they can heal themselves and help heal others. When the black sheep walks away from the family, they will be able to fully thrive. When the black sheep walks away from the family, they will be able to fully thrive. They won't be surrounded by pressure to be someone they're not, or to have negative Nancy's in their energy or in their ear trying to dim their light. Because you'll see that black sheep, as you starting to do better things for yourself, you may start to, you know, invest into your own things, get a job, or maybe start your own business, invest into your own craft. They may try to shut you down for it. Whenever you try to express yourself and do what you want to do, they want to shut you down for it. They want to get you to stop. They want to keep you down here. But no, baby, you break out of that mode and you keep rising. The rest of the family will have to deal with their problems on their own when the scapegoat walks away, because there won't be a sponge to absorb all of those problems, and there won't be a punching bag that they can release all of their energy to. See, they want the black sheep around, not because they value you, not because they appreciate you, but it's because they want to be able to use you as a punching bag, use you as a doormat. They want you to be their emotional dumpster that they could just dump all of their problems on and then just keep on going. But that's not your role, baby. That's not your role. They have to deal with their emotions on themselves, because like you, black sheep, when you go through your stuff, you don't go dumping your problems on the other people. You don't go taking your anger out on other people. No, you deal with that yourself and you get back to business. So if you can do it, they can do it too. And this tends to be why the family falls apart when the black sheep isn't there, because the black sheep is the glue that holds everybody together. The black sheep is that rock, that solid rock that keeps that family grounded. And when they leave, it's like the foundation crumbles. It's like it crumbles and they don't even know what to do with themselves, because all of the problems, they got to solve it. When they used to blame you for stuff, you ain't there to be blamed no more. So now it's like you can't blame nobody because this person ain't even here no more. This is why you have to walk away for your peace. And yes, you may feel a little bit of guilt or shame having to walk away, or you may feel bad. Like, well, what happens with them? That ain't your problem, baby. I'm sorry, but that's not your problem. They are grown adults and they have to do this on their own. This is their life and they have to figure it out. You are not there to figure things out for them. You are not there to fix things for them. You are responsible for yourself. You're not responsible for your mom and daddy. You're not responsible for your siblings. You're not responsible for them. You are responsible for you. And if you have children, or when you have children, you are responsible for you and your children. But until then, you are responsible for you. Do not feel bad for walking away, because when you walk away, you'll realize you have so much peace and they will be fine. Because I guarantee you, when you walk away, they may not even miss you that much, because are they going to be checking in on you? They probably don't. And even when you leave for some time and you come back and you notice how the dynamic is still the same, yeah, they ain't going to change, baby. So you got to walk away. When the scapegoat walks away, they will be at peace. They will finally live a life of freedom. And it's unfortunate that so many people grew up in toxic environments where they were the product of narcissistic families. And although we cannot change the past, we can learn from it. Knowing the analytics behind what we have gone through gives us the knowledge we need to fully understand our struggles. So when we are in our healing and we are looking back at what we've been through, and looking back at the pain that it caused us, we can truly understand our struggles and why we are the way that we are. And we can understand how we grew to the person that we are today. Because listen, knowledge is power and knowledge can heal. The more knowledge that you have on yourself, the more powerful you become. The more knowledge that you have in the world is the more powerful you come. And lastly, the more knowledge that you have about the Most High God and in the Bible and the Word is the more power you have. Knowledge is power. Never forget that. So that's all I have for this episode of Narc Talk, talking about the narcissistic family. So if this word spoke to you and you would like to donate, and leave a little tip, I'm going to leave my Cash App here. My Cash App is $queenstp. Thank you very much. $queenstp. $queenstp. That's my Cash App. If you want to sow a seed into this word, I would greatly appreciate it. Greatly, greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much for just sitting here and listening to me. I really hope this word helped you. And I'll stay on for just a little bit longer to answer any questions that you may have. anybody has any questions, go ahead. How do you deal with a tyrant and bully boss? Don't be aggressive with them, but be assertive. And you tell them, like, you know, listen, you may be my boss, but you do not have to be disrespectful. That's being assertive. And you tell them what you're not going to tolerate. And you say that, listen, just because you are my boss does not give you the audacity to be disrespectful. And hold that gaze. Hold that gaze with them. Don't even blink. Just look at them like, you know what I'm saying? And if they refuse to change their behaviors, if they refuse to do anything, sometimes here's what I would say first. See if you can report them to a higher level position, somebody that is above them. If you can report to somebody that is above them, report to them. File a complaint. Because if they're treating people like that, they don't need to be in that position, you know? But if to no avail, then get up out of there, baby. You don't need to be at that job. You don't need to be at a place like that. You need to be at a place where you are respected, not tolerated, appreciated, not tolerated, respected, not disrespected. Never stay at a place where they are disrespecting you too long. You don't need to carry that trauma. You don't need to go through that. That's not fair to you. How to deal with narcissistic siblings and a narcissistic parent. How to deal with them is to stay in your light. Stay in your light. You are this peaceful, empathetic, loving person. So if you were, instead of reacting to them, respond to them. Respond to them in the mature manner. Respond to them in the righteous manner. Respond to them in the manner that you know that you don't get out of your character with them. So at that point, they will be the ones that'll look foolish because they're doing all of this while you are staying calm, while you are staying cool and collected. Stay in your light. Do not allow these people to get you out of your character. Spend less time with them if you can. You know, if you have to be around your siblings because, you know, you live in the same house and you haven't moved out yet, find ways to spend time to yourself. If you have your own room, stay in your room for a little bit. If you have to walk out and do something and leave the house for a little bit, find something to do so that you're not around them as much. Because whenever a scapegoat child is in the house and they see you all the time, because they see you, they feel like they need to just mess with you. But nah. Keep your distance. Yes, stay to yourself and then come around when you need to. Because that's what they want. Narcissists, they want to get a reaction out of you. So if they can get a reaction out of you, they can control you. It's like, he who angers you controls you. He who angers you controls you. So if they get a reaction out of you, then they know your triggers. They know what buttons to push, and they're going to continue to push those buttons. You basically got to let them know, like, I ain't got no buttons that you can push. I ain't got none. And when you don't react, they are going to get more aggressive because they're trying to get a reaction out of you, but you still got to stay calm. You got to stay calm because it ain't even worth it for you hooping and hollering and yelling at them. And look, sometimes, like, if you have to create some distance where if you may have to not answer phone calls for them or whatever the case is, do so. Do whatever you have to do to protect your peace. And do not let anybody shame you for that. Sometimes it gets to a point where you may feel like anytime you are speaking to one of your narcissistic siblings, that you may feel like it's always fighting, it's always arguing. But if it gets to a point where you feel like you have to block them, do it. Do it. Because it's for your peace. Not your average Gemini. Thank you so much, baby. Also, I recommend that if you ever get into moments where you are with your narcissistic family and arguments arise and all of that stuff, walk away. If you have to take a moment where you have to just You got to sometimes just diffuse an argument. Be like, okay, you know what? We're not getting anywhere. I'm going to end this conversation now, and I'm going to walk out. I'm going to walk away. And you walk away. Take a walk. Go outside. Walk around the neighborhood. Be gone for like 30 minutes to an hour. Let them cool down, and then you come back. Okay? Don't let nobody take your peace. Like, I have that same shirt. Yes. Got it from Walmart too. Yes, I am a Gemini. So sad. Gemini season is over. I swear that season just be whipping by so quick. One of my siblings always tries to turn the simplest conversations into an argument. Oh, you know what? I got a sibling like that too. Here's how you handle it. When you're dealing with a sibling that makes the trivialest things into an argument, you tell them this. You know what? This whole this topic is not worth me arguing with you over. So I'm going to end this conversation. And then you walk away. Because what you're saying is you're saying that I value my time, I value my energy, and I'm not about to sit here and argue back and forth with you just because you want to argue. Narcissists love to argue. They want to argue because they want to project their energy onto other people. And at that point, if they want to be angry, let them be angry by themselves. But you ain't got to be the one that got to take the heat of their anger. You walk away. You ain't got to don't allow them to suck you into their energy. No. I don't care if they your own family, if they on your own blood. No. Yes. And they call it a little debate. Like, no, it ain't no debate. You just want to argue. Okay, how can you fully cut them off? Listen, it depends on what you want to do. You know, you may not be able to fully cut them off, but you may have to create some distance and create some boundaries with them where like if you have to create boundaries on how often that you see them or how often you talk to them, create those boundaries to protect your peace. Okay. And sometimes what they're trying to tell you is they're trying to like accuse you of being rude for not answering their phone or whatever the case is. But it's like, if it's not a dying emergency, I don't have to answer your phone, because a lot of the times they be doing stuff that is just, they only call you because they want something. They call you because they need something. So because you wasn't there at their beck and call, oh, that's rude. No, because I'm setting boundaries because I didn't want to answer the phone. Don't let them take you off your mood either, because sometimes we can just be in this. See, people think that just because we have these phones and it's at easy access, that doesn't mean that I am entitled to answer the phone every single time you call me. What if I'm busy at the moment? Or even if I'm not busy, what if I just don't feel like talking? What if my energy is not right? What if I just got done crying and I'm sitting here trying to heal myself and somebody called me? I don't want to answer the phone right now. You have to put yourself first, and you have to set your boundaries. Everybody else is going to just have to adjust. And if they have a problem, if they want to call you difficult or whatever the case is, let them talk their mess, because at the end of the day, this is your life, this is your energy, and nobody's entitled to your time nor energy. Like, yeah, the whole, I know you saw me calling you. Like, I know I saw you calling me, but I just didn't want to answer the phone. And that's how you know that they feel entitled to your time and energy. They feel entitled to come and talk to you. They expect you to be at their beck and call. Thank you so much, Queen J. They expect you to do that, but it's like, nah, bro, like, if I don't want to talk, I don't want to talk. Imagine if like this world just took away phones. We just didn't have phones anymore. You gonna get mad too? Nah. That's the problem. That's the problem with narcissists. They feel so entitled to other people's time, so entitled to other people's energy. And that when you don't, narcissists are entitled creatures to begin with. So they feel entitled to everything. And when you don't give them what they want, they feel like that's disrespectful. They feel like that's rude. And it's like, no, baby, you're not entitled to somebody else's time. You're not entitled to somebody else's energy. And if you truly respect other people's boundaries, you would understand, like, okay, you know what? They probably busy. Okay, you know what? They'll get back to me later. They have their own life. Let me go find something to do. Let me go do what I can. And stop getting so bent out of shape just because somebody ain't answer the phone. Listen, babe, I understand exactly what it feels like to live with narcissistic people. But you know what? Plotting my escape plan. And let me say this. When you plotting your escape plan, say nothing to them at all while you're plotting. When it's time for you to leave and it's time for you to hop out of here, then you can let them know. Then you can let them know that you're getting ready to go. But throughout the time, don't say a thing to them, because they will do whatever it is that they can to keep you there. Or they will know that, like, if they know for a fact that you getting ready to leave, they're gonna try to make those last few moments that you there a living hell, because they want to just get some more supply you. They want to just hurt you just one last time. So here's what I say. You get your escape plan together. You got your moving date, whatever the case is. And let's say your moving, I'm going to just throw out a random date. Let's say that your moving date is September 28th. That's your move out date. You tell them on September 28th, yes, you know what? I'm getting ready to get up out of here. I have my flight. I have my train ticket. I got this. I'm finna leave. I got this. I'm gone. Thanks, y'all. Boom. Goodbye. Because at that point, you leaving. You gone. You up out of there. Even like, if you need me, you can call me. If you ever need anything, like whatever, but I'm gone. So that way they have no more interference with you at all. Because narcissists love to have control. Like, if you were to tell them prior to when you were going to leave, they would be like, okay, well, before you go, I need you to do this. Before you go, I need this. Well, if you're going to get up out of my house, then you're going to have to do, it's all about control. You know what I'm saying? So this is how you take your control back. You like, I don't have to tell you anything because I'm grown. I'm an adult. So when I'm getting ready to leave, then I'll let you know. But throughout the process, I don't have to share everything with you. You do not have to disclose all of your details with them. Move in silence. Move in silence. Okay, I'm missing some of y'all stuff. I'm going back. I'm not sick, y'all. It's just allergies. Like, summer really is not my favorite season because it be all this pollen flying around, all of this stuff. Like, I get colds in the summertime. Like, I just, me and summer just the, like, yes, I like the summer weather. You know, it's warm. I like going to the water park, going swimming, like the summer nights. But the allergies is like brutal. My favorite seasons is spring and fall. Because yes, like in the spring, the weather is nice and warm, but there ain't no pollen flying around. And then I love autumn. I just love fall. Yeah, that's why you hear me sniffing. It's these allergies, bro. What'd you say? It's control. Oh, yep. See. And that's the thing. He said they never apologize. They don't apologize. They just want to just sweep it under the rug and say, okay, it's over, it's done with. Like, no, it's not over, it's not done with. If we got into a heated discussion, we need to discuss that. We need to get to the root cause of it. And that's the problem. Nothing ever gets resolved. And that's not a healthy dynamic. But Black Sheep, here's how you break the generational curse. You don't do the same things to your family that they did to you. How you saw them treating their like how your parents treated you, the negative ways, do the exact opposite. Okay? And if you have children and if you catch yourself doing some certain things that your parents did to you that traumatized you, you got to catch yourself in the moment. You got to be, oh, wait, this ain't me. This ain't my energy. This is my parents' energy. Let me get out of this energy. Woo! Sometimes you got to just pray. You got to say, Father, forgive me. Lord, forgive me. Lord, forgive me for just doing that. Help release this energy. Help release this pain out of me. And do different. Do different. And also, if you do have ever had those moments where you may have repeated a abusive tactic that your parents did on you, do not beat yourself up about it, baby, because that's what you were taught. That's somewhere deep in your subconscious. That's kind of why you thought, maybe this is how I handle this situation, because that's what you were taught. You have to reteach yourself. You have to reprogram your brain. So don't get pissed at yourself because your brain was programmed one way. If your brain was programmed that way, give yourself that grace. Forgive yourself and reprogram. Another thing, apologize to your children as well. Apologize to them. Or if you don't have children yet and you have like nieces or nephews, apologize to them too. Because sometimes, listen, we get frustrated and we take our frustrations out on other people. Apologize to them so that way they know, you know what, like, that way the child knows that they didn't do anything wrong, but it was just the adult in the situation that was going through their own stuff. It's like such a good way to apologize, because you basically telling the child, I care about your feelings and I care if your feelings are hurt and I don't want to intentionally hurt your feelings. I had moments like that with my nieces. You know, I have 3 nieces and they were up here a couple of weeks ago. And I had a moment where like I was irritated. I wasn't, like I told you, I was sick. I wasn't feeling too good. And I was irritable, right? And I couldn't find my Mary Jane. I had it rolled up. It was in my purse. And one of my nieces had picked up, like I was playing with my purse, and then like my blunt fell out. So I went to go look for it and I couldn't find it. Whole time, imagine, it was just on the floor in the dining room in the carpet. I just couldn't see it because it was blending in, because the carpet is kind of the same color as the blunt. So I was kind of going off. Like I was just like, did you take it? I was just going off. And then I'm like, y'all need to just get out of the room. Just get out of the room. And then I ended up finding it, stepping outside, hitting the blunt a couple times so I could calm myself down. And then once I calmed down, I came back inside, went into the room, sat my nieces down, and I'm like, hey, listen, I want to apologize. That was not your fault. And I had explained to her, I was like, you know, Auntie Terry was just a little bit frustrated. She's not feeling too good right now. But that's not fair to you to take out my anger and frustrations out on you. Sometimes adults can do that, but you did nothing wrong. And I'm sorry, okay? Auntie Terry will do better next time. And she was like, that's okay. You know, gave her a hug. And after that, I just started playing with him, kind of like, you know, lighten up the mood. Little stuff like that just shifted the whole energy. Everything was different. And even though my parents didn't do that for me, I'm not going to be like them. So even though I don't have children yet, the way that we can do this is do that with my nieces, right? And you can do the same as well. Apologize to them, explain things to them, you know, because that's how they learn. And you're teaching them that when they do wrong and they hurt somebody's feelings, it's good to apologize afterwards, you know? They like, who's screaming? Oh, so listen, I love Halloween. So I got this Halloween ambience in the background. It's like Halloween sounds. Listen, I'm such a Halloween fan. It's Halloween in my mind. But that's that music in the background. Alrighty. Okay. Well, I'm gonna head up out of here, okay? So fingers crossed live. Will you please save so I can upload this to YouTube? I would just be the happiest woman in the world if you do that. Thank you. Okay. All right, y'all. Thank y'all so much for watching this live. Please follow me if you don't follow me, because I'm going to be doing more videos of this. I have so many topics about narcissism that I want to go ahead and get into. And I was thinking of ways on how I wanted to do it, and I finally figured it out. Just hop on live. There we go. Boom. Okay. So anyway, follow me for more talk on narcissism, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's the same as my it's the same name, Terriann Belle. Terriann Belle is across all social media platforms if you want to find me. So yes. Also, this account is my only account. It's people out there pretending to be me, trying to scam people. I have blocked all of those accounts so they can stop stealing my content, trying to pretend to be me. I don't have any backup accounts. I only have this one. Okay, so if anybody ever reaches out to you pretending to be me, it's not me. I have turned my DMs off. I don't DM people at all. Okay, the only people that I can actually message is if we are friends on TikTok. That is it. I turned all of my DMs off on every single social media platform. So if anybody messages you, that is not me. Block that account and report them, please. Because if we get more people to report those accounts, they can get them taken down. So